Can you hear me?
Yep.
I think I need another earphone because I'm hearing this tapping noise in my ear. Are you hearing it?
No.
Okay. We're not recording on. Oh,
We definitely are.
hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, Bush.
How are you?
I'm good.
How was your weekend aloneness?
It was busy. Fuck this past weekend.
Oh, shit. What was you doing?
Everything. The weekends are supposed to be rest days.
For sure.
You do all that running around all week long.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend, it was just too much. It was dances and errands and this and that. And I would have preferred to sit in the house like I typically do when I come on here. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't do shit, y'all.
Right.
No, this week I did a lot.
Yikes. And you don't sound
And
happy about it.
no, I want to sit in the house.
I know that's right. I wish I could spend every weekend just in the house, saving my coins and preserving my energy. That's what I washed up dice would like to do every weekend, but it'll never work out like that. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. How are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. I did a lot of crap too. My son actually turned 2 today. But we had a birthday party for him on Saturday. So, just the running around of that, decorating and putting stuff together and hosting people and cleaning up. But I like my friends a lot because they know the type of parents that we are. And like 3 of our friends definitely bought bottles to the party. So I am excited that they understand that even though this is a party for a 2-year-old, bring bottles because we shall need it. And we definitely did. It was a whole bunch of kids here. Like my girl, she bought her sons. Then my other friend bought her son. Then my daughter was here, and my best friend's kids were here. Like it was like a lot of kids here. Like how we normally have the parties and stuff, kid parties, and it is literally like way more adults than kids. Like, nah, they was definitely in this thing this go round. So the liquor was definitely needed. But it was a good time. It was fun. My son was not here for the singing of happy birthday to him.
I was gonna say he was not here for one part of his party.
And the funny thing is, for the past 2 months, all he's been doing is singing happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, happy birthday. But then on his day at his party, everybody was singing happy birthday, and he had a full out tantrum, girl. I was like, got it on tape. I'm gonna show you this later on in life. But
did he mind when y'all sing happy birthday to him today?
Yeah, he was cool with it, but like I think it was the recording because I started recording him, and he was like, no. I was like, all right, you're one of those folks. Like, please don't put me out there. But yeah, besides that, it was cool. Today his actual birthday. We actually spent it in the daggone doctor's office, like, which is crazy. Like, I had to take him to the doctor the past couple of days. He's had like this really, really bad cough, like to the point where like in the middle of the night he's coughing for like hours straight. Like not like a cough here and then it subsides. Like it was going on and on and on, waking him up out of his sleep. So I'm cranky, he's cranky. Then he wasn't holding down food because he was coughing so much, so it was making him vomit, blah, 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 So the crazy thing of this whole story that I'm summing up is I went to the doctor today, and the lady tells me, it could just be a really, like a lingering cough where it's not going away, or it could be pneumonia. We're not sure because it's the same kind of like symptoms, whether it's like a really bad cold or pneumonia. So we're just going to give him antibiotics and monitor him for like 10 days. And if that doesn't clear it up, then come back and we'll do like we'll do a chest x-ray, I guess, to see if it's like, phlegm. I'm like, oh, okay. So he could hold pneumonia. I've never been around anybody that had pneumonia. I've heard of people that had pneumonia, so I don't know what the symptoms are for that. But I gotta wait 10 days to see if these antibiotics work. So yeah, interesting.
That's trash.
On his birthday.
So what about daycare?
He's going tomorrow. We've been no, but we've actually been. I've been home teleworking for for some days because he's been so sick and been coughing and stuff. But the way his daycare is set up, like, you pay the full amount whether you're there or not. Like, and luckily I have a really chill boss who is not like, you ain't been to the office and like, what in the hell, because your kids are sick. But and I'm tired of being in the house. Like, so we got these antibiotics. I'm about to give you some cough syrup, and you gonna run along. Like, and I'm gonna tell them when I drop him off, like, you let me know if it gets too bad. But until then, like, he's gonna be here with y'all. Like,
like, at least you're telling them, because most parents don't even say nothing. They just give them the medicine in the morning and then be like, okay, see you later, Bob.
Those folks are pretty good with putting out information. Like, we get notifications when kids are sick, like when they had the little spread of hand, foot, mouth. Like, we got an email last week, luckily, when he was out, that they had a little stint of pink eye, which I don't need that in my life anymore because my daughter had that a couple weeks ago. Right. So luckily he was not there when that was going on. Kids are balls of germs. So listeners, if you do not have children, be glad, because all they are germs. Like, they bring germs from other kids to your home and they just swirl around. So yeah, hopefully this clears it up, and yeah, life will be good. But I'm tired of his coughing because it's keeping me up and it's keeping him up, and both of us cranky. Is not a happy household here. But yeah, that's my weekend. That was a long rant, but let's see. We are on episode 18, honey. Yes. So we figure we have a lot of information on this topic, so why not do an episode about it? Levels of crazy. Like, it seems like a perfect fit. Like, we need to just talk about this.
What inspired this topic, Dice?
It was a couple of things, but I think like a conversation we had with a mutual friend.
With coffee and Dunkin'.
Exactly. Actually. For the listeners that was tuning to Friendsgiving, it was our special guest. Yeah, so we were having a conversation, and basically Coffee said that he has basically a zero tolerance for crazy with his significant other. And so I'm just like, all girls are crazy. So what you mean? Like, the first little argument, like, it's a rizap, and he was just like, I mean, like, no, I mean, like, crazy, like, and I'm just like, okay, every girl has a streak of crazy. So it just, for me, I think every female has some crazy in her. Pause. It just, it's different things that may bring that crazy out, but that's just my opinion. But I just think it's like, that's interesting to think that, like, you have a zero tolerance for crazy when you're in a relationship with a woman. That's kind of laughable, but
well, I wasn't even part of the conversation because I was at work and I wasn't looking at my phone. And then when I did, Duncan talking about, yeah, Shay looked like she crazy. Like, first of all, I never would have denied it if you had asked, but what the fuck? I didn't have nothing to do with y'all conversation. Don't put me in this shit.
Right.
Like, y'all was having your own shit.
And I feel like crazy is kind of, what is crazy?
It's subjective.
Exactly. Because, like, what's crazy to one person could be like a normal ass Thursday to somebody else.
Exactly.
So, and then.
So I'm probably not even that crazy. No, I'm lying.
Look, I don't think you're that crazy. It's a couple of stories. I'm like, oh, yikes. But I think that's just me saying that. But, like, if I could go back to, like, 10 years ago, Dice, like, I'd be like, girl, ain't nothing crazy about that shit. Like, Annie up. Like, what you mean?
Let's go.
Right. So I think that I have evolved in my crazy, because there are plenty of stories that my friends have and stories that I have that I'm like, yeah, I could have been a little off my rocker at that point. But I feel like with age and kids, I've calmed down. But I do think that there might be certain little buttons that I could get to going if needed. But I try not to show that side. Kind of subdued now. Go me. That was what's up.
Listeners, I'm probably still all the way crazy. I just haven't had anything. Like, I never decide to put my crazy away. It just hasn't had to peak out as much. I'm trying to think though. When me and JT were going, no, I was kind of crazy with him too. So
it's just you.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck though. Like, what are you gonna do?
Right. And I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of times we're always talking about, when we're talking about crazy, it's always like women are crazy, women are crazy, and like,
Oh, but men are crazy too.
for fucking sure. Like, so I read this little thing, and it was like, you keep talking about women being crazy, and if it was like a instance where like Taylor Swift, not a fan, but they brought her up, how she's always making albums and songs about her exes and all this stuff, and whoop de whoop de whoop. And they was like, when you look at her, like, people are like, oh my gosh, she's crazy, she can't let go, she's super clingy, blah blah. But then you flip the token and you look at Robin Thicke, and he made a whole ass album called Paula, trying to get his ex-wife Paula
Facts.
Patton back. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, like, that is so sweet. Like, he's really trying to win her back. And it's like, crazy is not typically referred to as men per se when it's talking about like those same behaviors. It's mainly talking about the behavior of women. And I'm not here for it, because y'all dudes just as fucking crazy. Like, it's no way that you're going to sit up here and tell me that women are just crazy. No, y'all men hella wild
Not
too.
not just that, but statistically, men be killing their fucking spouses and their significant others. So they
Mm-hmm.
take crazy to another level because it's I want to say I just saw something where like just on Sunday, like 6 women, black women, were killed by their significant others.
Yikes.
Yeah, so y'all be talking about that crazy shit, and they like to snap and all that other crap they putting on
Mm-hmm.
TV, but y'all niggas is crazy too.
For effing sure. I have
Y'all call anything crazy though. I'm
I
sorry.
was just about to say, like, any little thing could be crazy. Like, I can get mad and cuss you out. I'm like, yo, this bitch crazy. Like, no, I'm
Right,
not crazy. I am just voicing my opinion in a very aggressive manner. That does not make me crazy. That means I want you to fucking hear what the hell I got to say. And if that means me yelling, then it is what it is. You gonna get this message whatever way I deliver it. That doesn't make
right,
me crazy. I mean, maybe a little bit unstable on how I'm delivering this message, but I'm talking legit facts. And most women, we are given some real words when we are angry and we are going off on our significant others. I know for me, like, I'm not just yelling because I like to hear my voice. Like, it's usually I'm trying to get my point across. But in what?
I was gonna say not me.
Not you? You just yell to hear your
No,
voice?
I'm I'm argumentative. I think
For
so.
real?
hmm
Or you mean like in general or in relationships?
I'm just always right, and so people don't realize that.
You sounded like a
So
whole ass Leo right now. Like, what do you mean?
I honestly be feeling like I'm right. So if you telling me that I'm not right, then it's automatic argument time. Like, let's
Oh
go.
my
Because
word.
I'm going to break it down on why I'm right and why you're wrong.
She's
And even if I am wrong, I'm going to find a loophole, and then I'm going to manipulate the conversation so that at the end, you don't even know what the fuck your point was in the beginning.
oh,
And I'm going to be like, see,
you,
you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. How would you be right?
you got the
Fuck out of here.
you got the powers to make somebody else second guess what the fuck they was talking about. Like,
Facts.
what? No, that's not what I did. I say that? Like, maybe you did. Like, see, you
Facts.
don't even know what you're talking about. You dumb. Whatever. I win. You
Yep.
lose.
Yes, that is all the way me. No shame.
That is funny. In a relationship, what is the, even though some of the stuff that we kind of talked about, I think in a past episode, what is the craziest thing that you have done in a relationship?
I'm sure. Okay.
That you feel like putting out there? How about we say it like that?
I have a ton of things that I've done. Like, I don't know. I told that one story.
About the
We
scratches?
weren't about the
Not the
scratches.
scratches, but didn't you like write on somebody's car or something? Scratch something in somebody's car?
Well, I did not do that. So, but I did get blamed for
Oh,
that.
okay. I got the story
No,
wrong.
because I have so many. So I know I had said the story about the dude, and I ended up throwing a brick through his apartment
Yes,
window.
I remember that. Hmm.
We weren't in a relationship, but for the listeners that were not with us, I'll try to just summarize this. I was dealing with somebody. We were just on a fuck buddy type level. We actually decided to go out one day, but I did not want to go out like on a date because it still was just a wham bam thank you man type of situation. I had left all of my belongings, including my work clothes and badge at his house. Well, he decided to leave the event with someone else, even though he rode with me.
Honey.
And so when I called and I texted and I got to his house to collect my things, because I honestly didn't give a fuck who he was fucking, he pissed me off because he wasn't answering the phone. And then somebody looked out the window and I snapped. There were some gentlemen on a balcony at another building and they were laughing. They thought this was comical. I think they were high. And I picked up a brick and I threw it in his window.
Oh my God.
And the gentlemen were like, "Oh my God, this bitch is crazy." And I was in the Commonwealth, the state of Virginia.
Oh, you had
so
to
I
get the fuck out of there.
I had to get the fuck out of there. And I crossed that Wilson Woodrow Bridge. Then I went over to Maryland and I slept very nicely that night. And the next day, I went to go collect my things, but I had like a little weapon on me.
Just in case he wants on some get back, right?
Right, because I thought he was going to beat my ass. But when I went in there, he was like, "Girl, you crazy as fuck. They ain't going to be able to fix my window till Friday." And it was like hot as shit that week. And we ended up having sex and I got my stuff and I went home.
I legit think guys are, not all guys, I think some guys are turned on with about like, not, I don't want to say crazy, but I think that they like spontaneity. Is that how you say it? They like spontaneous women. Like they like women that's like aggressive and like, look, like, I don't know. Like, I think men don't know what the fuck they want sometimes, because sometimes they like, oh, we want like a really subdued woman. Like, you know, she has to be like super wholesome, but just she can be a freak in the bed, but like she wholesome. But then they get with somebody who's like slitting tires, fighting exes, smashing windows. Which is
not that easy to do, by the way. Slitting tires is not an easy task, but go ahead.
I would assume it's not, because like it's like really thick rubber, but like, so you gotta put a lot of.
I didn't know that my first time.
So you had to have a really sharp knife and a lot of elbow grease to do that.
First go at it, nothing happened.
Not the first go. Look, I think I'm gonna keep going. I think men, they just like that. I don't know. Like, I think that they drawn to that crap. Like, cause some men just, even though they don't want to admit it, I think that they just like drama. Like, for me, I, in my past, have done a lot of questionable things, and I'm like, yo, it was hella wild. Like, I have popped up, like, at your house. I have popped up at your job. I have called family and friends to discuss my concerns on why I think you're a fuckboy. I have fought and tussled with men that I was dealing with. I have confronted girls where I'm just like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? I have...
It sounds like a regular day.
Exactly. I have cracked. Like, I swear I should be working for the FBI. I have guessed passwords and gone into different accounts, got information. I have created accounts and even catfish exes. Some may say, Dice, you're fucking crazy. Because look, I know. Because look, I have done the most, but, and this is not me trying to, you know, place the blame on somebody else. Behind every crazy freaking woman, you need to look and see, what have you done to possibly have triggered that? Was there anything that you did to maybe set her off? To maybe
Our male listeners are not going to agree.
Of course they're not, because they're angels. Like, there's a whole page on Instagram. Gosh, I wish I would have wrote it down. I forgot the name of it, but it's like, it's basically, I know it's a spoof because it can't freaking be for real, but it's basically like saying black men are faithful, like faithful black men. And it's like all these extra ass memes about like, I cannot deal. And I'm just like, y'all are full of shit. Okay?
But I've been seeing all of them say that, like Charlamagne, he says stuff like that all the time. And I've been seeing like stuff when I'm on Twitter, because, I mean, they'll say something, they'll be like, I mean, but, you know, black men don't cheat, so that could never happen. And I'm always like, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here.
Y'all have all the way fucking tried it. So, I saw this little, it was kind of like a meme. Not really a meme, but it was made out of emojis. And then I did some little research, and it tied back to an article on elitedaily.com. And it basically was talking about, what are the levels to insanity? Like, are you psycho or are you just emotional, pretty much? So they have it at 10 different levels of how crazy are you when you're dating someone new. So I kind of feel bad because some of these things, like, I might have done in my past life, but let me just briefly
count them. when you say them, you say if you've done it or not.
So after I explain it, then be like, I did that, and then like, oh, at the end, okay, all right. So level 1, the rant to friends. You're constantly spilling his every moves to your closest female friends, whether he's ignoring your texts or going on a boys trip without telling you. You're pretty much telling all the tea to your friends. Level 1, yes.
That's not crazy.
I know, but that's why it's level 1. Like, it's going from like, I guess, like the least to like all the way like yikes, crazy. So yes, definitely level 1. I have done that. Level 2, angry drunk text. You had too many glasses of wine. That's what it says, wine, but I know mine was probably stronger beverages. And suddenly your fingers are firing off a series of drunken texts to your guy. Normally it's harmless, but if you find yourself kirking and then like saying stuff that maybe that you wouldn't normally say sober, then you're a victim of level 2. Yes, I have definitely cursed some people out that I was in relationships or even dealing with off the drunkenness. So that's 2 out of 2 right now. What about you?
Well, duh. I mean, I'm waiting for the crazy part. Like that's
I'm like, this is all like typical. People about to listen to this episode and be like, "Yo, Dice and Shay, crazy for
I'm just
real."
like waiting for the crazy. What's 10?
Right. So level 3, and it's in quotations, accidental butt dial. Yes. So you're faking a phone call and pretending like you're putting on this Academy Award winning dramatic scene, like you, oops, I didn't mean to call you. Like, oops, I didn't mean to call
child's
you.
Play.
Yeah. And level 3, yes, I have done that as well. Level 4, the social media stalk. Browsing through his social media is not a big deal as long as you're stealthy about it. Don't accidentally like a pic or something like that. But yes, I've definitely...
You're an amateur if you do that.
For sure, you wildin'. But yes, I have definitely gone so far into a social media stalk that I have been on pages where I'm like, now who the fuck is this again? Like, I have gone through people that then commented like, who's that and who's his friend? Like this, and that I'm even confused on, all right, how did I get here? Like, I done gone down the dark hole of stalking. So right now I'm 4 out of 4. Where you at?
I mean,
4 out of 4.
Let's go.
Alrighty. So level 5 is called the archival dig. You swept through his whole Instagram like years back, and you see that he actually at a house party that he said he was going to. And then you looked on that date and saw, no, he was somewhere totally different. You have gone so far back in his social media, even probably before you guys were dating. I'm going to say yes. I have also.
I'm just like, it sounds like a good background check. Like,
this sounds like what you need to do when you first start messing with somebody.
What are you talking about?
That is level 5. Level 6, the plot to get attention. You're purposely making your man jealous. Is child's play. You've gone crazy to such a degree that you're entirely invested in awakening his inner green-eyed monster. So you post suggestively with your guy friends, and you might flirt a little bit online to try to get them a little bit pissed or to notice you more. Yes.
I mean,
I have.
None of this sounds crazy to me still.
And we are up to level 7.
So I'm like, when is the crazy coming out?
So, level 7, the ex-girlfriend obsession. You've tapped into your inner single white female, and you set your sights onto his ex-girlfriend. Though you're adamant that she's ugly and disgusting, you low-key want to be her. Not only are you grilling your new boo about his past relationships, you've had your BFF also add his ex on Facebook to get a closer peek into her life. So I'm going to say no, but I have been on the receiving end of this where I was messing with someone and the ex was like trying to get into my business and having their friends look into me. But I don't give not near fuck about no ex. I have dated someone where the ex was still obsessed with him and it interfered with our relationship a lot, but I was never the one like seeking out information on that bitch. I feel like that bitch was always looking to see what the fuck we was doing, where we was at. Let me pop up so that I can be that. So that's one that I can say that I've never, I'm sorry, fuck you bitch, you an ex for a reason. Unless I have proof that y'all fucking around, then that's when I need to be involved. But if you're just a crazy bitch that just can't get over him, that's not my problem.
I'm also going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
What I did do, though, was when I was with Brother Epps,
Mm-hmm.
he definitely was cheating on me. And I found out, like, the person he ended up in a relationship after we broke up was her. So I fucked him and I sent her proof.
Man.
So,
Any bitch.
so to me that wasn't stalking.
No.
But I remember the first time I sent her some proof, it wasn't like good proof. It was just like basically him texting me. So she changed her profile picture to them kissing, and I was like, oh, so y'all in this bitch. And she put something on her page like nothing can break us up or something like that.
Watch me work.
Oh, all right.
Watch me work.
I gave her some real proof, some undeniable proof, and they broke up. And
I would have been like, oh, but I thought
upset.
you had said that nothing could break y'all. Oh, ma'am, that sucks.
Now that I'm a little older, I realize that at the end of the day, that nigga was getting his cake and eating it too.
For
like,
sure.
He didn't give a fuck.
Like, y'all can battle it all out. Who's coming to see me tonight?
Right. And, I'm saying that I know that this is true, but I still feel 1000% fine with my actions because that bitch knew that he was in a whole relationship and she didn't give a fuck. So I didn't give a fuck. And I just had to let her know that, like, what was her name? Tara, when she was talking to Amina.
Yes.
She was like, whenever I want it, I can come and sit on it. When I want him to eat it, he'll be here.
I just wanted you to know. I don't want you to be too confident about what you got going on over there.
Whenever I call him, he's there.
Whenever I summon him, he shall appear.
And then JT's ex-wife emailed him about their divorce date, which I emailed her back because I was just like, first of all, that's some shit that you could find at like the court that y'all filed in. Like, at the time we were living in California, and she was still living in the same state that they had got married and got divorced.
Like, if you don't go talk to your lawyer and stop playing.
Right. And I'm like, and we're in a day and age of the internet, so
you can Google anything legal.
She wanted to let him know that she was getting remarried. Basically, that's what that was.
Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck.
So I wasn't stalking her social media. I just was emailing her like, so you got us fucked up. Use Google. That's your friend. This is not your friend.
Right. Please discontinue any reaching out. Thank you.
So does that mean that applies to me? Because I don't feel like it does.
No, not with this description. Like, nah, it's not like you obsessed with her. You was reaching out trying to see what she got going on. Nah. Yeah, so we are 6 for 7. So we are not on level 7. Now we are on level 8. The family phone call, which I've already admitted that I've done, but I'll let you go ahead and I'll go ahead and explain it. You stopped allowing him. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. You stopped allowing him to live like a normal human being who shits and sleeps without your assistance. He can't even take a shower without you wondering where he is or what he's doing. If he doesn't respond to your text quickly enough, you have no problem calling his mom, dad, brother to hunt him down. Okay, so look. No. I'm not doing all of that. When I was thinking family phone call, I mean, like, when they on some fuck shit and I'm about to call your mom and be like, let me tell you something about your son. Or I know your best friend and me and your best friend are cool. I'm just like, what the fuck was up with your boy? Like, yes, I would do that. But like this shit right here, like,
right, I'm not doing
that. I'm not doing all that. Like, if you don't respond to my text, then I'm like jumping on the phone to be like, hey mom, where's your son? Like, no, I'm not doing all that shit. Even if in my younger, wilder days, like, I wasn't doing all that shit. Like, no. So we are looking like we're not that crazy because we're not doing 7, we're not doing 8. So number 9, I definitely admitted that I did the pop-up at work. Yes. Showing up unannounced anywhere is crazy, but you're a special version of crazy if you pop up at your man's job. Sure, in a new dating situation, there's room for random romance and cute surprises. However, showing up to his workplace, especially with an axe to grind, means you're plain old baddie. Well, I guess I am plain old baddie because I have definitely been super upset with an ex, and he was on a break and called me, and we were arguing and abruptly stopped our fucking argument to be like, I gotta go back to work. And I'm like, but I'm not done. So you better text me. And the texts were not being returned. And even though I know he's fully at work, I definitely made a whole ass fucking trip up there. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
I feel like that should be like number 5.
Yeah, I definitely think that should be lower. Like, I don't understand how that's higher than like calling the family members to be like, yo, where the hell is he at? Because I've
Right.
called him several times. Because, yeah, I've definitely popped up at a job. And I'm not saying like I was up there acting crazy to the point to get him fired where the boss was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But I'm definitely like walking in, like, you see me seeing you, so you know you need to go ahead and take your lunch break early so we can, you don't want to get embarrassed. So let's talk. Okay. Yeah. So that was actually number 9, which is wild to me. So level 10, they call it the straight up restraining order.
That's me.
You've
Ding,
gone
ding, ding.
full blown gone girl on this dude.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, he's already tried to cut you off because he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to end up like, I don't know who Nick Dunn is, but probably somebody getting killed by their ex. If he doesn't have an order of protection against you already, it'll arrive in the mail in no time. So that is level 10. I have not been to, I have not been to that extent, at least. Yeah, I've not been to the point where somebody has. But you know what? Let me think about this. Bitch, have
I
you?
was gonna say no one has placed an order against me, but I know for sure that I have someone in mind that probably was thinking about it, because I think I talked about that on a past episode too. Like, I used to pop up at that house
I
all
never
the
had
time.
it to the point where like on some like real life I'm crazy as hell and like they're
No, I was
about to
crazy.
get a restraining order. But I have had a really bad breakup where I didn't see it coming, and I was younger, and I was really like confused because the breakup came out of nowhere. And now, if I was single at my age, which I'm not, I'm married, so like this is not applying to me now, but in my age and the personality and what I am now, that if somebody was to break up, I'd be like, fuck you, you're lost, bitch. Keep it pushing. Like, fuck you, you a fuck boy anyway. Like, I'm gonna cuss you out, make you feel stupid. But back then, like, I really loved this guy, and the breakup came out of nowhere. So when he broke up with me, I was really trying to figure out why the fuck you broke up with me. So I was just like, yo, I don't understand. Is it me? Like, what did I do? And like, he was finding himself trying to explain, like, which I later on found out why he was doing it, which was fuckboy shit. But I was just like, to me, older Dice looking at younger Dice, I was playing myself doing all this asking like, well, why are you don't want to be with me? Whoop de whoop de whoop. When you should have just been like, well, fuck you. Like, I'm about to be young and live my best life. Instead, I was sitting up here crying and wondering why you was breaking up with me. So I don't know. I guess that kind of falls under level 10 because I wasn't like making him uncomfortable because we were still smashing every now and then. So it's not that I wasn't too crazy because we were still getting it in, but
That's what I was gonna say about the one dude who probably was considering it.
mm-hmm.
Like, we used to smash all the time, and I guess the more the crazy peaked out, the less we smashed. But it never kind of ended until I wanted it to
He
end.
was just
Like, I,
like, you crazy, but damn, babe.
I mean,
I cannot deal. So
you know
look,
what that means.
he's so stupid. Look, so I'm moving on. So out of 10, it looks like we were 8
8
out
to
of
10.
10.
But I didn't feel like
You think those
most
was
of that
weak?
should. Yes, I do. Like, listen, I have keyed cars. I have egged cars. I have popped up at houses. I
Mm-hmm.
popped up at jobs. I popped up when you thought you was gonna be with your bitch, but it wasn't your bitch. It was
You
me.
was on your
I
Brooke Valentine.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing? I have crushed up light bulbs because it's really fine glass. If you ladies, if you crush it up
and put it
really
where,
in their shoes, because they
ma'am?
won't notice. At least I
No,
didn't put
that's
it like in their water.
look. That's
And
funny as hell.
I have spit in food. I have bleached clothes. I have thrown clothes out of off of balconies. I have listen. I have done so. I listen. I have broken game systems, cut up Jordans.
Ooh,
I
that's hard. That hurt
I
my
have
heart.
tried to fight dudes.
Oh, for sure,
Like, tried to fight girls. Like,
for sure.
listen, I am
I think that then
I
that
found everything,
maybe that
but
makes us crazy then. Like, I didn't think we was crazy. I feel like we are normal females that have been taken out of our bag and we express it, and we're not going to hold in our feelings. So therefore, we're going to make you feel like how you making us feel. How about that?
so I don't agree all the way.
Okay.
I have some, like the situation that happened with Ray
Mm-hmm.
when I threw the brick through his window.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel no kind of way about that. And like I said, and I told this story in another episode, Ray was real crazy because he ended up killing his fiance and then himself.
Oh,
Um,
wait, what? You didn't say
yeah.
that in the episode, ma'am.
No,
What?
that did. No lie, it was 2014 because I remember the same little club that I had took him to that one year. I had went there for my birthday that year, and he was a bodyguard there.
Mm-hmm.
Like and we were talking. He was like, "Yeah, I come here part time." He's like, "Yeah, when me and you start talking, I used to come here all the time." He used to at Babylon in
Oh my
Alexandria.
goodness.
Yeah, so no lie. My friend sent me an article maybe like 2 or 3 months later, and he killed himself and he killed his girl and killed himself.
A girl. That's why he liked that crazy shit, because he was crazy too.
Right. That's why, and I'm not saying I feel justified because he did what
No, no,
he
no, no.
did.
Right.
I felt justified because all he had to do was give me my goddamn clothes. He could have kept fucking that bitch. I
Right.
just wanted my shit.
I just wanted to get up out of
So
there.
right, you had my work badge. Like you could have slid my work badge at the very least under the door, and I could
I
have came
think
back for
what
my
set you
clothes.
off is that somebody peeked out that window. I think
My
if
nigga,
nobody would have looked and you would have been like,
my
I know they
nigga.
in it, but you ain't had no proof. Like, well, maybe they ain't get back. Like, I see his car, but maybe he rode out with somebody else. Like, but the fact that you
Dog,
seen the little blinds, like, bloop, bloop, I'm
I
looking.
saw red. And how old was I? That year I was like 23, 24
Oh,
ish.
that's prime women crazy time. Your hormones are
OMG.
all over the place. Like, you written, yeah.
I
For
have
sure.
spit in people's faces. I
Oh,
listen.
no.
Yeah, I spit in this one dude's face that I know for a fact lays hands on women. I spit in his face and I was like, what the fuck is you about to do?
So,
And
you
he
was about
didn't
to
even
get
do.
two-pieced. What in the world?
But again, the next day,
Legs up in the air. I just
I'm just I'm just saying, like, am I crazy, guys? I couldn't have been that crazy because
I think and then it's like we say, crazy is subjective, because in a lot of these stories, it's not like these dudes leave after these actions are taken upon them. Like, they're just like,
that's
oh
what I
man,
think.
you wild. All right, boo, you coming through? Like, it's like, yeah, you deal with this, so it must not be too big of a problem. Um, Going down a whole bunch of levels of crazy, but the show, Chad Loves Michelle, and I feel bad for calling her crazy, because then again, in this day and age, like, you got to be super, super sensitive and be like, oh, don't call her crazy. But if we're calling our own self crazy, then look, nobody's else gonna get saved. So I said Chat and Michelle. Chat Loves Michelle is the show on OWN, and basically it looks at the relationship between Michelle Williams, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, and Chad Johnson, not to be confused with Chad Ochocinco, but he's basically this white dude who's a sports chaplain to different sports professional sports teams. So he proposed to her, and in a nutshell, I think I brought this up on our mental health episode. I can't remember what
Mm-hmm.
episode that was, but we were talking about her, how she had checked herself into a mental institution because she felt like her depression and stuff was taking over. And she was having some thoughts that, not necessarily that she wanted to kill herself, but she was starting to get really, really overwhelmed with her depression and that sort of stuff. But I think pour it up, pour it up.
I'm sorry. I'm
So,
sorry.
in a nutshell, the reason why I am bringing her up on these levels of crazy, because if you have watched, I think, how many episodes? Is it like 5 episodes so far?
I
4 or
literally
5?
just started watching it yesterday, so
How many episodes are you in?
only the second.
Okay. So, I do not want to call her crazy because of the depression that she's suffering from. So listeners, don't come hitting us up and bashing me, talking about, oh, you're insensitive because you're calling somebody with a mental illness crazy. Shut the fuck up. That's not what I'm talking about. I am just getting an insight of her personality because we really didn't know Michelle like that on Destiny's Child. We just like, yo, this bitch is like, how she make this damn group? Like, this girl wild as hell. She falling. She just like,
I'm sorry, that was petty. You did not have to. Oh shit!
Did she not fall? And Kelly and Beyonce looked at her and was like, "Girl, get up, because we keep
They
on
looked
stepping."
so disgusted
They
with
was
her
like,
too.
"Man, this is whole live ass TV."
I was like, "Look at this peasant! Oh my god,
this peasant can't even walk, bro."
I'm gonna have to YouTube that when we finish this. That shit was hilarious. I remember
So
watching
funny.
that shit live.
So, but Beyonce ain't over because Beyonce definitely has fell down some steps and like tried to play it off at the end, like and rolled down and like made it look like.
Also almost fell and caught herself like she did
Oh
at the
yes,
Super Bowl.
for sure, and was litty. I was like, yes, ma'am. Well, that ain't no Michelle Williams right there. But anyway, over the fanhood of those who like Destiny's Child, Michelle was definitely number 3 out of 3. I'm just speaking.
I mean, fucking with me, she was like number 4 because I would put LaToya as number 3 for me.
And she wasn't even a part of the most recent. But LaToya is lit, so yeah, I definitely would. But what I am bringing up the crazy is that if you watched any of these episodes, like her mannerisms and just like, okay, so she's goofy, which I'm not faulting because
what I was gonna say. I don't think she's crazy. I think she's like quirky and weird.
I am goofy. I know people who know me, like I'm super silly. Like maybe getting older, maybe some of my silly has rubbed off and it only comes out when I have alcohol. But like I consider myself, like, especially people that have known me through elementary, junior high school, like I'm hella goofy. Like I used to do shit just for a laugh, and like I was just like could be considered sometimes like a class clown because I was just silly. But Michelle is just like, I don't know how to put it into words. Like she's just, I guess quirky is a good word to use, or like she's just like socially awkward at times, but like you can tell she's silly, but the way it comes off is like, bitch, what are you talking about? And then when Chad talks about her, he kind of hints like in their therapy sessions that like she got that crazy black girl stuff too, because he'll just be like, yeah, and then she'll go off and blah blah blah, and then I have to hear blah blah, and I'm just like, oh Chad, you're a white guy.
A lot of that has to do with her depression though, and I was going to talk about that later on in the episode. But yeah, when I'm thinking crazy, I'm thinking Jada off of Black Ink Crew.
Look,
she got yellow paint all over Teddy.
Look, I cannot wait to see. Look, I was waiting for her to be like, "Psych, it's just water paint." But like, bruh, like, what? Like, y'all wasn't engaged, y'all wasn't married. Like, y'all literally was like,
they weren't even in a relationship.
Dog, they was smashing. And like, the only reason why you did that is because you found out that he was smashing the other joint.
But he fired her too, so it was like.
But she was wilding.
I don't think. See, that's the thing. I don't think she was wilding.
I think she was wilding because, bruh, if you was working somewhere and you got fired and you like, bruh, like it's a wrap, you're not coming around. You let Donna gas you up and coming on.
Wilding then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she was coming to all the little stuff, and like, granted, when she told her story about her being pregnant and like all the stuff she was going through, like somebody had shot at the truck she was in, and somebody, you know, that she was close to got shot. Like, okay, I get it. That can put you in a headspace where you might, you know, you just want to be around people. But ma'am, you are doing the most.
So I was team Jada up until a certain point because they were on some vacation.
Oh, listen, so we're talking about Black Ink Crew. If you're wondering what show we're talking about, we definitely switched shows. Oh, okay, I didn't know.
I definitely said that.
Oh, okay. I know they was like, so is somebody named Jada on Chad Loves Michelle? I just wanted to keep y'all up.
No, Jada and Tati got in an argument, and Tati put her hand in Jada's face, and Jada said something like, you know, get your finger out my face. And Tati was kind of like, I'm not scared of you, bitch. I'm not doing that. And ever since then, like every time, and then there was another time Jada tried to talk to her on some respectful shit, and Teddy came out of the blue like, no, we're not doing that. We're not.
That's when they was in New Orleans.
Right. And then he fired her. So I understood at that point why she was crazy, because she was just like, First of all, I didn't even start this whole fucking thing.
I think the way he
And
was looking at it is like, this, we didn't invite your crazy ass here. Then you come here and you making a scene and we trying to have like this launch. Like, we not gonna do this because you wasn't supposed to be here anyway. Like, get the fuck out, you fired. Like,
but
I
there
get it.
wasn't a scene. She had pulled Tati to the back. Teddy made it a scene by going back there with Tati. She was trying to have a private conversation with Tati, and it seemed like she was trying to
Trying to
be
piece
level
it up,
headed
right?
until Teddy came in there being extra. Donna, big head ass, came down there and her ass wasn't invited. She motherfucking made a huge scene.
For sure.
So I don't know. I was riding for Jada. But then when she started talking about the pregnancy, and then I went on Instagram, and I was like, well, she don't look pregnant.
So, I need to see some episodes on what's going on then, because look, but like on the freaking Black Ink crew, like literally you can go down the list of crazy. Sky's crazy, Jada's
I was gonna
crazy,
bring her up too.
Donna's crazy, her twin is crazy. Because look,
yes.
that last episode, like, she was wild.
No reason for her to act like that.
And for real, the past like 3 or 4 episodes, C's been on his crazy shit. So it's like,
yeah,
that whole damn crew,
the whole franchise.
right? And I don't watch the other one, which I know you've told me to get into, but I definitely didn't watch that. But I heard that's lit too. What is it, Chicago? Is it? Yeah. But yeah, they all wild. Like, I'm just trying to see how this about to play out with C's and Sky beefing. Because like they literally was like our brother and sister, and the fact that he about to promote Tati to VP, oh my gosh. Like, right. I seen a little preview for this week's episode, and I'm sure she about to turn full crazy. But I'm wondering if crazy is genetics, because you looking at Genesis, which is Sky's son, and that gentleman is definitely turn up worthy. Because he was
your mama crazy?
My mama? No, no, but my dad, I think he was.
Oh, okay. So you got it from him.
Yeah, I think so. And you? Where did you get your crazy from?
My mother.
Did you get it from my mama?
Like, that much I know. There's no shame in my game. I know where that crazy came from. You know, I'm trying to do better. I'm not gonna pass those crazy genes down to the little one.
I'm trying my best to not show that side of me to my children, but I feel like it slips out sometimes, because sometimes, like, my daughter will tell me stuff that happens at school, and I'm just like, yo, you need to speak up for yourself. Don't let people run over you. Like, they'll say like little comments, which I know kids like tease, and like that's just a part of growing up, and it is what it is. But I have definitely said to my 6.5-year-old daughter, I'm like, I fight kids, right? So either you handle it or mommy's gonna handle it. But just know that I got your back, that if you can't handle it, you have somebody that will handle it. And she's like, I know. So the fact that my daughter already knows, like, mom is legit crazy. So let me go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. My crazy extends to all that, because I'm the same way, but I'm not saying it to Mara. I'm saying it to the little kids. Like, when we were in California, yes. I cussed out some little kid, and I was like, okay, and go tell your mom I live in this house. If she want to talk to me, I'm here.
See, I haven't gone to that extent yet, because there hasn't been any situation to have me do that. But please trust and believe. Let some little kid act sideways, and it could be anybody. It could be towards my daughter. It can be some little peasy haired little boy feeling a certain kind of way towards my daughter. It can be some little nappy haired little girl towards my son. Let me tell you something. Y'all deal with it, or I will, because I don't have any problems with confronting them or their parent on how their offspring is acting towards my children. So yeah. And that's a whole nother level of crazy for those of you listeners who don't have children, and you're like, oh, I'm crazy. Just wait until you have children. It's going to bring out a whole nother level of crazy, because at first you're just used to being crazy towards defending yourself and concerning you. But let 2 or 3 or even 1 human that comes from your body that you are going to protect for the rest of your life, and some little peasant is messing with them. Oh, please. That's a whole nother level of crazy that's gonna come out.
I run up on kids. I run up on these kids' parents.
Look,
I have ran up on teachers.
Look, let me tell you something. I am very overprotective about people that I love. People, and I'm not sure if you were there, but there are close friends of mine that have witnessed me when people have spoke wrong to my husband. So if you know,
oh, like at Chipotle?
Yes. If you are talking sideways to my husband, I don't care if you're a woman or a grown ass man, you will catch this work. So if you think I'm doing that for my husband, what the hell you think I'm gonna do for my kids? Like, that brings out a whole nother level of crazy. That's a list. We need to make up a list about that. Like, what things will bring out the crazy for you. But
I want a new list. I don't know where you got that list from.
it was on elitedaily.com.
Elite Daily. That must not be for
People of color.
Yep, that's
I
what
know
I'm
you. That's where you
thinking.
was going with it. I know that's where you was
Yep,
going with it.
because I feel like we take it up a notch. If you've seen Waiting to Exhale, wait, that was a moment too.
What?
When the firefighter came to the house and was like, "Ma'am, you can't. You can only burn trash in your backyard." She was like, "That was trash." I was like, "Bitch, you right. It
Look,
fucking was."
you got Lisa Left Eye Lopez, rest in peace.
Burnt the whole house.
Look, let me tell you something. This whole shit will go down. Even though that wasn't her intent from what we hear now. But
she just wanted to burn the shoes.
Right, but look,
I've been there with the shoes, so I felt that on a spiritual level.
Look,
like, I get it.
It can all go. It can all go. That is crazy. Let's see what
I've had. You know, in this day and age, you have the many apps that track locations.
Yeah.
For instance, if you're friends with someone on Waze, and you open Waze, you can see which friends are online.
So you can have friends on Waze, because I literally use Waze daily. And so it's like a section that you can have like friends.
Not only can you have friends on Waze, but if you're friends with someone,
you can track
and someone is driving, you can
see where they're at.
That
is some stalker shit. Because I thought it was crazy that like you can have like traffic chats. So like I would be stuck in traffic and they'd be like, "Hey." I'm like, "Bitch, what?" Decline. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, when am I about to have a whole ass conversation? First of all,
they're just like, we both in the car. We might as well.
We hoes supposed to not be using. We supposed to have hands free. Like, if I'm about to text somebody, it's about to be my friends, not no fucking strangers sitting in fucking traffic on 495.
That chat comes through though, because they'll be like,
"Oh yes,
hey,
yes,
it's such and such up here. Y'all might want to go this way."
Definitely,
like,
it definitely is clutch, because they be like, "Hey, the car that's blocking the lane is in the left lane, so y'all need to move over to the right." I'm like, "Thanks, babe," but like, I'm not about to respond to the joint like, "Yo." Like, I'm talking about the joints that they send it directly to you, not the little green bubble where you click on it and be like, "Oh, what's going on up here?" They're like, "Oh, the accident been cleared." Niggas just bullshitting. You're like, "Oh, okay." But like, I'm talking about the joints where they like see your little icon, they be like, "Yeah." Like,
well, I'm just saying, Ways
that's
you
crazy.
can see location.
I did not know that.
When we were in California, we only had one car. And it was an Impala. It was a new Impala, and if you downloaded the app, you could start the car from your app.
From Waze?
No.
Oh, no, girl.
The Impala.
I must need to update my app. I ain't seen that part.
No. The Impala had an app where you could start the Impala from your phone, basically.
Got it. Oh, that's lit.
But you also could track. So... you could try. You could try.
Right.
That's all I got. You could try. If you wanted to, if Waze wasn't picking up what you needed,
you can go through there.
You had some ways.
Look, I know.
And ways.
When my children become teenagers, I believe that all of the minute stalkerish ways that I had in my younger days will all manifest into a big ball of queen stalkerish. Because when I say, if they are privy to have their own vehicle, which they probably won't anytime fucking soon, but say they drive my vehicle, it will definitely be a sensor on there, like the little GPS, where I can figure out where they are. They're going to have it as well on their phone, where the where's my iPhone? We're going to have that popping. I'm also going to have the most apps where I can just crash in and see what the hell is going on. Like, all of the above. And it's not necessarily because I don't trust my kids, even though I don't trust kids. I know people are crazy out here. So if something, God forbid, was to happen, I need to be able to track where the hell my kid is. So whether that's through the vehicle or through the daggone phone, like, I don't understand. I literally was having a conversation with my mom I want to say it was around Thanksgiving. And I was like, I don't know how y'all did it when I was growing up and even when my brother and sister were younger, because there was no cell phones. Like,
Right.
I had a beeper, but like I had to sneak to do that because they was like they felt like the only people that had beepers was drug dealers. So I just got a beeper because it was cool and I had to keep it low. But like, so if I was like, you know what, I'm about to catch Metro, and because there was no cars, we wasn't driving, we lived in DC. Like, what do you need a car for? You catch the bus or you get on Metro. So literally I was like, look, I'm going to the movies. And I was in DC and we would go to the movies like in Montgomery County, Maryland, but it would be through Metro. I didn't have no cell phone. It was no way for my parents to be like, yo, Dice, where the fuck you at? Or what time you coming home? Like, literally, you just had to be like, all right, well, whenever she get here, she get here. If she come when she's supposed to be here, then good. If she don't, then we have to sit up and then cuss her out when she get here. I am not built for that. And I don't know how my parents did that, because that alone would bring out another side of crazy in me. Just sitting here waiting, hoping your kid is okay, that they make it home when they say they're going to make it home. Like, thank God for technology and my nerves,
I
because
was just gonna say, y'all have it much easier to be crazy stalking ass bitches these days,
for sure,
because it was difficult,
you couldn't stalk
when you didn't
nobody.
have the tools that y'all have like these
You
days.
can't catch
If
nobody in no lies back then. Like, you literally had to see it
listen,
with your eyes or believe what a third party told you.
if I was 23 today, I'd be in jail because I would have, excuse me, I would have some different. I'd be on a different level.
Look, let me tell you
My
something.
crazy would be
If the
somewhere else.
technology that was out now was out when I was in college, it would be a Rizap. Because one of the guys I was dating in college was a whole hoe. So if I had the tools to get receipts on half of the crap that was going on, child, look, let me
Ooh,
tell you
remember the
something.
receipts? Remember the person who was cheating on his wife and the wife went to the T-Mobile or something and
Yes,
got
yes, 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 yes.
printouts of all the text messages?
Yes, look.
Child,
Look, y'all better know technology gonna get y'all hemmed up every time.
child,
So you better
child.
fly
Is
right
that
and straighten
crazy?
out.
Is that crazy to have gone to that,
No,
to the store
because
to get the?
especially if you're trying to prove that somebody's cheating on you, I don't think that is crazy, because that person would sit there and probably swear up and down there ain't nothing going on. I'm straight, like, you wilding, like, what you talking about, like, blah blah, and trying to make you seem like you the crazy one. When whole
Yeah.
time it's a whole call log and text conversation that's getting you all right, all in together. So no, I don't think that that's crazy. But some of our listeners may be like, yo, y'all wild as hell. But no, like, what would you rather do? Sit here? To some people, ignorance is bliss. To us, it's not. We need to go and seek the truth. That's why I feel like in my past life I must have worked for the FBI, because I'm trying to get down to the truth. I'm trying to get the tea, the receipts, all of that. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And if that's
It,
crazy, then damn it, I must be crazy.
ignorance is bliss now, though. Like I would say, in my first marriage, my first round of, well, not my first marriage, but with
Yeah.
JT and I before
Mm-hmm.
whatever happened, um, I went through his phone a lot.
Mm.
Like I would go through his phone all the time. I'm not going through nobody's phone though,
I'm not doing all that shit
because
right now.
you know what? Even when you don't go through the phone, when somebody's doing something they don't have no business doing,
It'll
you
come
want to
out.
find out.
First of all, it'll come
So
out because you'll see change behavior. Like, what goes on in the dark will come out in the light eventually. Like, I had somebody that I was dealing with for a while, and I just didn't like the fact, like, I didn't like the friendship that they had with their ex. Not that I don't think that you can be cool with your ex, because I definitely believe that you can be, but it just was too suspect. Like, you shouldn't have to leave the room with me to talk to
mm-hmm.
her if y'all just friends. Like, not to put the, well, y'all don't know who it is, but like, the ex's mom had passed away, so he was kind of being like consoling to her, but I feel like she was kind of using that to still stay in contact a little bit longer than you needed to be. And that's going to sound really insensitive, but
No,
for my
call your
friends that know the
girlfriends.
situation, like, yeah, like, she was kind of using the that to kind of, reach out or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's all and fine. Like, I'm an understanding person. Like, even though back in those days, like, I was snap and you might consider me crazy, I had a heart. So I'm not going to be like, No, I don't give a fuck that her mom passed away. Don't talk to that bitch, blah, blah. I get it. Like, she needs to lay on her circle of friends, and you were the last person that, she loved in a relationship. So, like, I don't give a fuck if she calls you and she's venting and, she's feeling some kind of way. It is what it is. But, ma'am, what you're not going to do is continue to call all hours of the night and he's leaving to take phone calls. And no. That's what we're not going to do. Like, that right there, yeah, that'll get you cut. But, yeah. I think the more I talk, the more the listeners like, yep, crazy. Mm-hmm. You're checking all the boxes.
I was going to say there were most of the things that I discussed today, I feel like I did have a reason to behave that way.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that when I threw my baby daddy's clothes off the balcony, we probably could have just talked.
In hindsight.
Yeah, hindsight.
But in the moment with them feelings and that anger rushing, sometimes anger will blind the hell out of you.
When I bleached Dude's clothes,
mm-hmm.
that was a bit much. But we had a very volatile relationship, so
it was two-sided. It wasn't like a one-sided
we
thing.
were both just acting crazy in that relationship. But I think I opened Pandora's. I'm the one that started that crazy shit in that relationship. It's like I stuck my toe through the crack of the door, and then he busted that bitch open. And after that, it was just like we were trying to out crazy one another.
Oh yikes! That sounds scary.
The Gemini, he deserves some of that crazy. He didn't deserve all of it.
Geminis are born crazy, so I'm sure that whoever they were contributed to that crazy. The Geminis are OC.
Y'all are trash. Let me just say, I don't like y'all. It's only like 2 or 3 of y'all that I like.
I wanted to say Coffee going Kurt.
I only talk to Coffee here and there. Look at God. That's my boo. But as I'm keeping it a buck, like when I think about the Geminis that I am friends with, it's like I only talk to them on some real shit every now and then.
You got to do them in doses.
That's the way that God intends for a Gemini and Virgo to
keep a lasting relationship.
Yes, I believe that wholeheartedly because y'all trash. But anyhow, yeah, the only people I feel like that didn't deserve my crazy was my baby daddy. Because my baby daddy, he never cheated on me. He never did nothing. I just was crazy as fuck.
Oh.
But, I mean, fuck him. Calm down.
He's never going to get a thumbs up. Be like, yeah, I give him kudos. I mean,
he's cool, but,
Fuck him.
But the boyfriend I had after him, that was the little relationship where it was just a hot ass mess. And then after that, it was kind of rotate. Now, I don't know if I should incriminate myself like this because it's gonna be some bird type shit.
Uh-oh.
But I met someone at your homecoming.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell this story.
All right, so we moving on to T. What happens at homecoming stays at homecoming. So no, we're not telling that story. All right.
Sorry, listeners.
Sorry about that. So we're moving on to T. That is funny. So she said, I'm like, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am.
Yeah. Had to think about it.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So are we done with crazy? I feel like we've let the listeners know a nice deep insight on our levels of crazy. And is there anything you wanted to add?
I'm crazy as fuck. That's it.
I feel like I used to be crazy and I'm retired crazy, but I can definitely come out of retirement anytime needed.
You said that you better not ever get divorced because you're going to be a different kind of dice.
For sure. No. Okay. So look, yes. I have definitely said that multiple times and I said what I said. I stand by what I say. If God forbid me and B-Dub do not freaking make it and he's like, I'm leaving your punk ass. I wholeheartedly tell people I am not the bitch who you want to make a baby mama. That's not me. Let me tell you something because I feel like I would turn into a whole nother person. I'm not the one who you want to make your baby mother. So when he was before God and said to death do us part, you need to stick with the death do us part. Because if you go through the legal system to make us part, then you know what? I'm going to have to turn the fuck up. Yeah. So another part of crazy will come out of me. So that's why I say I feel like I'm retired crazy, but I definitely can come out of retirement depending on the situation. Whether it's my husband or my kids, I can come out of retirement, but I feel like I'm
Well, then
not
that
brought out.
means you're for real crazy, and I'm the one that's retired.
No.
Yes, because when JT and I were starting our divorce process, I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, okay, like I didn't, and I love him. Like we're back
But
together
no,
and
I'm not
everything's
saying
cool.
like I'm going to cuss you out because you're divorcing me. I'm talking about after the proceedings are done and you're no longer my husband and you feel like you're about to move on with another woman and then bring my children. Like, look,
Oh,
that is not what I'm built for. I'm not. Like, whoever I have children with, we're going to be together until one of us are in the ground. I'm going to put it that way because I don't want to incriminate myself. So, look, so if that's crazy, then crazy I am. Because look,
moving along.
I'm not built for it. So
Tea
T,
time.
T.
I don't have tea. So this is gonna change the whole subject. You go first, cause mine is all moody and whatnot.
Okay, so it's random, but Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been all on social media with this cute little baby that I can pronounce her name. It starts with a K, Kavia. I'm not
Looks
sure.
just like him.
Yes, indeed. So they have both been trying to have a baby for a while now, and she's had several miscarriages and unsuccessful attempts. So they actually had this baby girl by surrogate, and she's super super cute. So Gabrielle is 46, so she's older, so that is kind of expected in that age range when you're trying to have a baby naturally. That it's definitely a lot more difficult. Like with Evelyn Lozada from Basketball Wives, when she was also trying to have a baby, and a lot of times she was losing a lot of the pregnancies because of the age. But the tea is, and what I'm not here for, is the freaking backlash that she was getting on social
From you
media.
bitches.
Yes, like you guys are the worst because she posted a picture online for the announcement of this new baby that they have, and they were bashing her, talking about she was misleading or trying to fake like she had a baby, because the picture was her and Dwayne Wade, and she was laying in the hospital bed with like a little gown on and was like holding the baby in the hospital bed, and they're just like, you're trying to pretend like you had this baby and whole time like it was a surrogate, woo woo. Let me let you know, for you ignorant fuckers that maybe never had a baby, you still have to bond with the child. So yes, it did not come from her body. There was a surrogate, but she still wants to bond with her daughter. So there probably was a time where she was doing the skin to skin. So that is probably why she had the fucking hospital gown on, to bond with her baby. So I need you ignorant folks, and maybe you guys were trolling, but I need you to stop coming for them. This is a really, really good experience for them. Like, they've been trying to have this baby for some years now. Let them be great, and I'm looking forward to this whole little thing that she's going to be talking to Oprah about the whole, because I didn't read her book. Gabrielle Union had a book,
Right.
and I heard it was really, really good, but I haven't read it. But they're going to kind of be touching on stuff with the whole process of having the baby, and like a lot of the bumps in the road. I'm sure it's going to be super emotional, and I'll probably be shedding some tears, but I am looking forward to seeing that as well. The other tea I actually just got before we were recording, and it was funny because you was wondering why I was singing a daggone K song. Guess what I did today?
Oh.
So I was watching Case Unsung, and I'm definitely dating myself, but Case used to be lit back in the day. But I got like a little tidbit of tea from that episode that I just watched a couple of hours ago. Apparently, Case was fucking around, not fucking around, because they was messing with each other, like a low-key relationship with Mary J. Blige, my G. Like, he was messing with Mary J. Blige while Mary J. Blige was messing with KC from Jodeci, and he had a whole ass fiance. Like,
I
so
mean,
Mary J. Blige was messing with Casey, and Case had a fiance, and they was in a whole ass relationship, keeping it low. But the crazy thing is, the way Case's fiance found out is when he was doing the video shoot for the little "Touch Me, Tease Me,"
mm-hmm.
that she wanted to go to the video shoot, and he was like, "Nah, bitch, that's not the
Nah,
move
bae.
right there." And she just kept on insisting, like, "No, I want to come, like, I want to be there." And like, he finally came clean and was like, you know, nah, because Mary's gonna be there, and like, he basically came clean, and she said that she felt like, their relationship was really close and some things just was off, but she never, like, kind of confronted him about it. But like, he came clean and was like, nah, babe, like, I mean, nah. Like, and they had a whole ass kid together, my G, like a fiance. She was with this man before he got a deal, like when he was a nobody. And yeah, I said, whoa, I definitely didn't know that. That's a 90s tea.
Well, Mary admitted that, like, that she was a hoe.
Oh, she ain't saying like that, Shay.
She did. She did. She didn't say hoe, but she said she used to be high and running through
Oh
dudes.
yeah,
Like
because
she
her
said,
and
her
Casey
and
who used to
Kim
be
and
high as fuck.
right. She was like her and Kim. They used to go out, hang out all the time, and she was like, "Yeah, I used to run through these men," which, AKA, she was a hoe. And I
Right.
mean, I'm here for the whole
I'm here
shenanigans.
for it because like Mary was popping as hell, so she probably was like, "I'm about to do what all you dudes in the business are doing. I'm just gonna do it as a
Cause
female.
look what
So
happened
fuck
when she
y'all,
settled down.
a
A
fuck
fuck
boy,
boy. Okay.
for sure."
So, I mean, sorry to Case's fiance, ex-wife, ex-fiance. I don't
Well,
know,
womp womp
but
womp.
I mean,
But yeah, that was interesting to me. But that's all I know. It wasn't. It was like a tealess in Seattle this week.
yeah, I have not been. I don't really. I have not been giving a fuck about like the shade room and uh whatever gossip in the city. Like the celebrities are fuck shit, and they just have a lot of
A lot of shit
dumb
going
shit
on.
happening on. I watched, like I was saying earlier, I watched the Chad Loves Michelle episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish I had watched it before we had the episode about mental illness
Mm-hmm.
because Michelle was saying things, and I was just like, oh my god, me too. Like,
Yeah.
and people don't even, unless you've really been depressed, I don't even think people pick up on
On
certain
the
stuff.
yes, all the stuff that
But
she was saying was like some real shit, bruh.
yeah,
Through her craziness.
oh goodness. Like she was saying, there was this one scene. She was like, "Yeah, I got a lot of stuff done today. I went grocery shopping. And I did this and I did that." And I was like, "I bet you that somebody that's cool probably looked at that and was just like, okay, so bitch, you ran errands," and not understanding the significance of
Right. She's
going to the grocery store. Like
she's
that's a
even
big
said
fucking
that
thing.
like you don't understand how it feels to have depression. But like sometimes it's an accomplishment just to get the fuck out the bed. Like, so yeah, you
Right.
looking at me like, so you didn't do nothing but like get up and get in the shower and you've been sitting here. But like, yes, and it took all of my energy and clap for me because at least I got the fuck out the bed. Like, nah, she definitely be like some stuff that she says. I'm like, well, maybe I'm relating to you a lot right now. Like,
It's crazy because this weekend I actually like broke down because I knew I had so much stuff to do
mm-hmm,
on Saturday, and Mara had her dance and all that other stuff, but I just did not want to do anything,
mm-hmm.
and I just broke down because I was like, damn, I feel like I'm I'm feeling like I'm overcoming it, and then I don't even know what happens. Like in my mind, I feel like I just started a new job. My
Mm-hmm.
job is way less stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making more money.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my husband are in the best place that we've ever
Which
been.
is lit.
Right. My daughter is hella smart and hella beautiful and hella this and hella that. And I
She's so
just feel
bomb.
like right, and I just feel like my life is the best that it's ever been,
Mm-hmm.
and I still feel depressed. Like,
Girl.
and I thought that I had worked through that
Mm-hmm.
in this past year. And so on Saturday, I kind of broke down because I was just like, I can't believe that I'm still feeling this way. And so the lady that does my hair, because I finally found somebody to do my hair. Hallelujah, want to do
Yes, hallelujah.
it. She's the one that was like, "Oh, I think you should watch Chalice, Michelle." Because honestly, I'm not checking for Michelle Williams. No shade.
I wanted to see it because I was like, let me, because you never really hear from her.
Right. But just hearing her say things, I was just like, damn, like that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just was me. And so, you know, it ain't tea time, but a bitch is going to go see a psychiatrist,
For
not a
sure.
psychologist. But I want them to prescribe me a little low dosage of something.
Right.
Maybe it'll help me to be more motivated because everything is a struggle. Like everything is a struggle. I'm not doing well in school because I don't fucking want to do any of this shit.
Right. You don't have that
So,
motivation. Yeah, I
yeah.
know, because I'm a little further in the episodes, but she definitely goes and mentions how, like, well, I said it before about like how sometimes just simple tasks, like her fiance has to help her, because simple tasks like staying hydrated and drinking water, making sure that you're eating, or even being active and getting up and walking and stuff is like, those are like daily chores where like to us it's second nature, but like that's stuff that like her fiance is like, babe, look, you ain't ate, it's almost dinner time, like I need you to eat X, Y, and Z, or like, when you ain't
Right.
had no water, like, and she was even saying that she lost a lot of weight while she was in there for that week because she's dealing with her mental, and she lost a lot of weight. So like the doctors are really telling her, you really got to focus on just the bare minimums. And she was also talking about the medication that they put her on, that it's kind of like a, not
Right.
like a
Her
trial error.
appetite is
Yeah,
changing.
it's messing up her appetite and her
Mhm.
mood. But
Mhm.
also, like, a lot of times when you're going through stuff like depression, the doctors are having to adjust your levels of
Yeah.
dosage. So they might give you, and she was saying like the medicine that they give her is super strong. So she's always tired. She was like, it's a lot of times where like I don't have the energy to do anything. So like they've had to go back and forth with adjusting her dosage to make sure it's enough to make sure that she's not depressed and, going through these like mood swings. But at the same time, it's not too strong where like it's like just too strong for her body and she's just like sleeping 24 hours a day. But
Right.
the guy George, like Michelle's best friend, the
Mhm.
guy, so he definitely had a word, and you'll catch on to this episode. I'm not going to give the episode up because I know you're going to eventually catch up. But this man said, sometimes pastors need pastors and counselors need counselors. Hopefully,
Mhm.
talking about Chad, because you'll
Mhm.
start recognizing like his background and his, stuff that he's dealing with as well. Because it's not just Michelle that's dealing with stuff. For the listeners, like, you might think that this is just about stuff that she's dealing with. It's a lot of stuff that's uncovered that her fiance Chad is dealing with as well. So it's also contributing to some stuff with their relationship and hurdles that they're dealing with. But he's like, hopefully the guy Chad, her fiance, will start opening up and getting help instead of just giving it. And I was like, honey, if that ain't never a word, because
Right.
sometimes people focus so much on helping others and making sure everybody else is okay that you forget about yourself. And I'm gonna keep it
Mhm.
100% funky. I feel like that with myself. Like sometimes you give, and you're giving to everybody besides your damn self. And then you look up and wondering why, like, maybe your mental health isn't where it needs to be. And you're just like, well, damn, like, I ain't sat down and talked to nobody. I'm sitting up here being a therapist for all my friends and my family. Who the hell going to be my therapist? You know what I'm saying? So that
Right.
was definitely a word for me. It was like on that last episode that they had. I was like, oh, go ahead, George. You better speak it. But I do
Right.
like, with not only this show, but even though me and you weren't really feeling the whole Charlemagne live thing, I just love that going to therapy is starting to be on a lot of shows now to help like kind of normalize it, to be like, okay, so a lot of people are going to therapy. I'm just loving to see that like people are starting to, it ain't just like Ayala saved my life. It's a lot of people out here starting to talk to people about their situations, even in married to medicine. Like, people are actually talking to counselors to help them sort through what most people would say is everyday life, but
Right.
help them get through stuff. I'm here for it.
So that's all I think I have for tea time. I want Alexis Scott to get a paternity test, but other
Huh?
than that,
Too. Look.
um, other than that, we good. We
Right.
good.
So let's see. Something good, something bad to release. So is that what we're going with?
Are we doing that or are we doing the money thing? Which one?
Oh yeah. I forgot all about that. So last episode, Shay was asking if money was not an object, then what would your life look like? And you want it in like specifics. So
Well, I wanted it to just be. I think you was just like it was gonna be lit. Like, no, I wanted you to think about a little bit more.
no,
Then it's gonna be lit.
and it's crazy because like I feel like money, and you know how people be like, money is not gonna make you happy. I feel like money would definitely make me happy. I feel like if money was not an option, like 95% of my stress would be gone. Like literally, all my student loans would be paid off. How about debt period would be paid off?
Right.
My parents would be straight. Like their house would be paid off, or even move them into a nicer house because they got the most stuff that needs to be fixed. I would have them have like a live-in nurse because my father has diabetes and he has other health issues, and my mother is getting old as well. So I would definitely have a live-in nurse so that those times that I cannot be over there, I know for sure that they're getting their medicine, they're getting their, the daggone insulin shots daily and that sort of thing. So I would have peace of mind that they're being taken care of. My children will be set. They will have money set aside that for their future that will be growing. Money put set aside that will be making money pretty much so that they would get older and they won't start out life in debt if they want to go to college or not go to college. Either way, that there will be money set aside to help finance their future. I would start my own business. My husband also has talked about in the past different business ventures that he would love to start if he had the money. I would definitely invest in that
What
and make sure.
business would you start?
For me, um, I'm so all over the place. So like, even though I don't come off as like the creative artsy person, like I would probably start something creative, like everybody has clothing and stuff like that, but I just something, I don't know, like besides this podcast and investing in this podcast and making it bigger and better and providing better content and that sort of stuff. But I don't know, like something creative so that I can express that side of me, but also something that would help the community. Two separate ventures, obviously, but something that would help the community and give back to the folks in DC where I grew up. I would move into a bigger house and it will be paid for. I left my house now, but if money's not an object, why not have some more room? Because these children are going to turn into teenagers and I'm going to want my space. So definitely a bigger home. I would invest in some stuff. I don't know. I would probably get some type of financial planner because I'm not pretending like I know everything about money, but I would get somebody that I feel like I can trust to help my money make money. And I would travel like a mofo. Like I want to see so many places and go and do so many things. I want to have girls trips. I want to have couple trips. I want to have trips with just my kids. I want to have trips with just my husband. I want my parents to like still live their best life, even though they're older. I don't want them to feel like towards the end of your life, like you're just supposed to be at home sitting and knitting. Like I want them to still do things and experience stuff. So like, I would just try to make life as less stressful as possible for the people around me. I would definitely help out my closest friends, not you associates that hit me up
Okay.
every 6 months, but like my inner circle. And there's no question if they're listening, when they're listening, they know exactly who they are. I definitely would invest in everything that they want to do, help them out, as well as my close family. He's not my oldest nephew, but my second oldest nephew. Whatever he want, he would get it. Like me and him, I feel like I'm a second mom to him. So whatever the hell he want, he would get it and help my brother out, and I guess his wife too. And yeah, I would just be looking out for the people that I love and just make life, that money wouldn't be an object for them as well. So
Right.
that's how my life would be lit. What about you?
So I would be debt free. I mean,
Or
obviously,
shizzle?
number one. So I'm not like big on like clothes. But I do love shoes. So I'm starting with the superficial 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, y'all. So I love shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have all the shoes because I love me some heels, and I feel like I have not been in heels in so long because I was working somewhere where you could literally go in there with almost flip flops, honestly. So, definitely had me all the shoes. I would have a house. My house would be paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Not big on cars, so I don't think I would have like
Anything super fancy, none of that
I
shit.
just would want a car that's
Paid the fuck
paid.
off.
Right. Like just give me a car that's paid off and that's good on gas and things like that. Um, of course I'm gonna take care of my father and my brother and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take care of my closest friends. You know, y'all know who y'all are.
Right.
Um, ain't nobody working though. Like,
Nah,
cause
I'm gonna quit
what we
my
need to work
job.
for?
Fuck that. I'm
Like,
only working because of money.
right,
I'm not
exactly.
doing this because I love this shit. I mean, it's cool, but I don't love this shit.
So I want to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I want to travel. I will go. Um, I would want to study different wines so I can open up a wine cafe
Oh, you trying
because
to be like Cynthia Bailey and do the
I
little wine
love
cafe?
wine. I do, but mine will be better because she doesn't. She's just like, oh, I secured a spot. But then when Candy asks her a question like,
Oh, I
oh,
have
have
some
you lived
people for
in?
that.
Like, what?
So you're
You
just
haven't
a
even did
finance,
any research?
right? You're just financing this, is what you're saying.
Jesus Christ. I would own a couple of apartment buildings, a couple of McDonald's or things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
like things that make money without me thinking about it or whatever.
Right.
Da 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 da.
Hip hop
Travel,
chicken.
travel, travel.
America's best.
Put a Sardis down here in Virginia Beach because we need
Oh,
one. I would pick up photography. Well, I didn't buy it. My husband got me a camera that I was toying with for a while that I have not picked up in God knows how long. And I wanted it because I was like, oh, I want to get into photography. And I was into it. And then I put it down for a couple months and I picked it
we should
back
take some
up.
classes together because I bought a really expensive camera too. And like, I have not
Mm-hmm.
taken any courses or anything. I've done some like YouTube videos, but I feel like maybe
Right.
we should take some classes together. Like, whenever we have the time, like trying to find it somewhere where we can link up, and that'll be lit. We can do
Well,
it
I would
together.
have a little thing like basically I would want my life to be like, and I don't want to say like his because I don't really do celebrity envy,
Mm-hmm.
but Will Smith's Instagram is
Oh
popping,
my
okay?
gosh, living his
And it
best
looks
life
like
for
he's living his
real.
best life, and that's kind of where I would want to model as far as the seeing new things and
Doing
how I
things that
would
you haven't done.
write, and I would want to have like a blog just detailing that, especially for I feel like every week I make things up a race thing, but Black people, like I just feel like we need to travel more, we need to see more, we need to do more, we
Definitely.
need to experience more. So I would want a blog that not only talks about all the bomb ass places that I went, but I will go out of my way to find out how to get more people to be able to travel to those places on a budget.
I need people to get off the East Coast.
I need people to get out of DC.
Oh,
East Coast,
right.
like
But no, because people would leave DC and go to Miami and feel like I'm traveling. Like, yes, you're out of the DMV, but my G, like, get off of the East Coast. Like, it's so much
Miami
world
is
out here.
DC now, though.
Look,
Every time I hear a friend that went to Miami, they always tell me that they saw somebody they knew in
dog,
Miami.
like every time the warm weather come, that's where they go. They're like, let's go to Miami. Like, oh my God, there's so many other places to go. But yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
Take care of my kids. Oh, I'm flying to Dominican Republic so I can get this stomach removed.
Okay, yes,
They can
man.
suck that
And
out.
go ahead and
They
give me
can.
this Brazilian butt lift so my drink can
I
be.
don't even want that.
I
Y'all can
do.
get that to somebody else.
I do. Hook
I
my
just
shit
want
up.
y'all to take this stomach out. Maybe y'all handle these bat wings.
Ma'am.
Um, I'm getting a chef. I'm never cooking again
Yes,
because
give
I'm
me a
getting a
chef
chef.
that's gonna have me on some type of lit ass diet so that I won't have to get my stomach and my
But the food still right. The
tastes
food still
bomb.
tastes so good. Yeah.
Right.
Um, and then
And a
I
bartender. I
want.
want to live in bartender. Fix me some sexy
Oh,
cocktails.
okay. That is. I'm judging.
That's me. This is Dice.
I want to build a tiny house community for. I
You in
love.
these
First of all,
tiny houses.
I love tiny homes. I love tiny homes. Oh my god, I could watch
That
the
show.
tiny. Oh my god, I could watch that all day,
Mm-hmm.
like all freaking
Them
day.
joints do be tight as shit, but I just can't imagine me living there with like my family. Like, it's literally too much of us.
I want to build tiny home communities and certain areas where there's a lot of homeless
Oh, that'd be lit.
people. Because I'm like, every time I look at these tiny homes, I'm like, a homeless person just needs some basic, like, they just want a somewhere where they're not
A
getting rained
shelter.
on and they're
Didn't
not in the elements.
didn't they
You
have
know
an
what I'm saying?
episode of that where they built a tiny home off of like a recycled canister, like those canisters they use like when they're like shipping stuff to like at these different ports in the United States, and they have all those like big ass joints.
I
I
have
feel like
seen shipping container homes, but I don't.
I feel like they had an
They make a lot of
episode
them.
where they made one out of one of those. Like why don't they use those and the folks that know how to make tiny homes? Because ain't nobody finance. So I guess I'm answering my own question,
Right.
but yeah, that'll be
You
lit.
know, I would just want to do that because I love tiny homes.
Mm-hmm.
B, you can make them so that they're off the grid, so they're not
Yeah.
even taking up any resources. So it's
Mm-hmm.
no reason for them to have to like
And they're
try to find a
cheaper.
job and pay for the bills or whatever. And it could just get people off the street.
Yeah.
It's mad homeless people.
Yep.
And it's just every time it's like super cold outside, I'm always like, nigga, thank
Right.
God. I'm not feeling this little apartment, especially after living in the house. But damn it, I ain't homeless,
Right.
so cheers to
Exactly. It
that.
could be a
Then
lot worse.
I used to smoke cigarettes too, so I'm always asking myself, like, bitch, you was standing outside
I
to smoke
could
a
I
cigarette?
could not imagine.
Oh, and I'm gonna get some in vitro to give me a baby since the sex ain't working.
Oh, get you knocked up.
Cause I'm on a baby.
That's what's up. So now we just need to figure out how to make these funds come into fruition so that money will not be a thing and we can have these come to truth. Listeners, how would your life look if money was not a thing? What were certain things that you would have if like money was not an object and it was like infinity money? What would it look like? Let us know.
Infinity money.
Infinity money.
Honestly, I think that most people, if they just weren't in debt, they would be very
Yes, for
comfortable.
sure. Like
Like
that
if
is
niggas
like
weren't paying student loans,
look,
life would be amazing.
student loans, mortgage, car notes, and insurance. If I didn't have that, I would work my job and be happy every day when I went there.
Yeah,
Please no.
I'm 1000%. I mean, we talked about that,
For sure.
and but I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the bad and the good.
Cool.
I can start.
What?
So the bad, it's not really. I don't. The bad is like, what I said. I want to go get me a psychiatrist, get on some medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got time to be feeling down. The other thing that's not really bad, but I'm releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm releasing these attempts to lose weight because it's just
That's
not working,
overwhelming.
guys.
It's
I don't know what to do. It's like I have to eat grass every single day. I cannot do anything else. And I know y'all gonna be like, well, bitch, every week you drinking wine on here. Okay, listen. I only can drink wine on certain days. It's written in the contract that I have with my husband because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
A bitch been in Planet Fitness, fucking sweating out her edges, and I've been eating this vegan shit and doing all this other crazy stuff. Like the weekend that I was at your house,
Mm-hmm.
I said this last week. I gained 10 pounds in that one
Yes.
weekend. Don't understand it. So I'm releasing all this shit, and I'm just about to save up some money so I can go to DR and have them suck this out.
Pause.
So super
Ah.
pause. But yeah, that is where I'm at, guys. Like I was talking to one of my good girlfriends today who did that,
Mm-hmm.
and what waste? Her waste is non-existent.
Look, I know somebody who did it. I'm just like, look, how can I just gather my coins so that I can do the same thing? Because look,
She basically gave me the price point, the what you need to know, what you need to do. This is what's going to happen. This is the side effects. Da 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 da.
mm.
And I am at a place where it's just like, can't nobody explain to me why I can't have no baby. They keep telling me that everything is fine with me, everything is fine with him, yet there's no babies. So I'm about to just put away the babies. Maybe I'll get my Gabby on and get me a surrogate, or I'll
I know
adopt.
that's right.
I'm going to get this stomach sucked out pause again, and then they can just smooth over the cellulite that's in my ass, and that's what it's gonna be. And when I'm 80 years old, I hope that it's still like what waist, and I plan on looking like Bernice at 80. That's how I
Right,
feel.
right. Looking like Jada mom, even though she's not 80, but
So I don't know if that was the bad or the good, but
both.
that's what I got.
Let me see. So starting with, I guess, bad. Yeah. So I would want to get rid of these thoughts of becoming a stripper and a part-time drug dealer to pay my bills. Like I'm literally like trying to research like, are there any places that will allow me to strip in the way my body looks, as well as take up some type of drug dealer profession to pay my bills, because
There
it's
is.
ridiculous. You know what I mean? And also I would like to release caring more about people than they care for themselves. I am drained for caring, and this is family, friends, whoever. Like, I love you all, but I feel like I am taking on too much emotional baggage, and it is weighing me the fuck down. So I just need to love you. And if you reach out and you need me, I'll be here. But I feel like I'm just like giving too many fucks, and those fucks are not returned for your own self. So yeah, I need to match your fucks. So no matter how close I am, like we need to have fuck matching. Pause. But yeah.
I'm childish.
That sounded really bad as I said pause.
It did. I don't even know if pause helps that, but
I
go ahead.
know that was hella bad, but good. So I don't know if this is like good things that I'm speaking into my life, but like good things that happened, I guess, this week. Meek Mill's new album came out and it was hella lit. So
if anybody knows anything about Dice, OMG. Everybody thinks that she should have just been born in Philly
I
as
know.
opposed to DC
I know.
because
Everybody
she's the
says that.
Eagles fan
Oh my
and Meek
goodness.
just gives her life.
And I love Philly cheesesteaks. Like,
Oh my God.
yes. Ishkabibbles, where you at? Like, dog. So bomb. But Meek's album was so lit. Like, it was giving me all my life. Like, whew. So yeah. That and
JT didn't like it.
what? Oh, we need to have a conversation and see
I
like
mean,
what he
I
didn't
won't say
like.
the whole album, but he definitely was skipping a few songs. Like,
Oh
no,
wow.
no.
Oh, I want to talk to him to see which ones he didn't like and stuff. Like that would be
I
interesting.
mean, he likes Drake and J. Cole and
Uh,
Wale, so.
he like see, then there it is. All right, so all right. So the next thing is actually tonight. This will be by the time this airs, then it will be late. But the Sandra Bland documentary, Say Her Name, actually comes on HBO tonight. So
No,
I
can't
am
do it.
I have that on the DVR, and I'm sure it's gonna be super hella emotional and make me angry. But I definitely want to watch that. And if you guys do have HBO or a way to look at it, I suggest you guys check it out. And
I
yeah,
still haven't watched the Trayvon thing that had came on
I
because
watched the Trayvon one.
the Khalif one,
I couldn't watch the whole Khalif one. I could not.
I just couldn't. So I can't do it. I remember when we worked at the same job, watching the Trayvon
Oh
thing
my
and being so
god,
upset.
that
I
whole damn
still,
trial, we was
yeah.
mad as hell, bro.
And with Sandra Bland, I'm just like, and the reason why that one affected me is because I be cussing these cops out every time I get pulled over.
Look,
I'm
honey.
almost always rude when I get pulled
All
over. So I'm
right,
like, that could be me.
right,
Like, you know what I mean?
exactly.
No. I just
Well, I will give you the cute update on the synopsis of it next week.
thanks.
Next episode, I'll give you the rundown cuz like I'm sure it's going to be hella emotional and it's going to hit on some stuff that's just going to open those wounds again about that whole situation. But I'm looking forward to watching that and see if like, if there's anything that I can learn that I necessarily didn't know about that whole situation. But next episode I'll definitely give you a little rundown.
Okay.
But that's all I
Anything
have.
good you want to happen for the next week?
I would like my sickly kid to get better. Also, the end of the year, like I feel like this year went by so fast, and I can't believe that we're like literally at the end of the year. I just want to do better in everything. Like, I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better wife. I want to be better with my finances. And I know that's like a hell of a lot to try to take on at once. But like, I want to, before the end of the year, to like come up with a plan to try to do that. Like, just the first baby steps on how to be a better friend, whether it's like reaching out more. Like, I have really close friends that don't live close to me. And even if it means like just making sure that at least once a week, like, I reach out to them, whether it's calling or texting and be like, how you doing and stuff like that, or, to be a better mom and, you know, try to deal with my stress and some of the times that I feel like I'm depressed and like not try to take it out on the ones around me. So yeah, I just want to try to figure out before this year ends on how to start 2019 being better all around, just a better dice. So
Yes.
yeah, I know it's a lot and it's probably going to stress me out
No.
even coming up with that, but I just want to do better. Like, I'm I feel like I'm on some fuck shit. Like, even though like people are like, no, you're doing a lot, you're going through a lot, but I feel like I still could be doing better. So I just need to figure out how, and I don't know how.
Your shit is like the opposite of mine. I just wanted to quickly put out a disclaimer to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like calling y'all no more. Like, I love y'all to death,
You definitely
but
gave that effort though. I
I
remember.
do not like talking on the phone. I
Yeah.
really just don't. It takes, like, if I'm telling you that going to the grocery store takes a lot out of me,
A
being
phone
on the phone
conversation.
and listening to like all of your issues that are not issues
Mm-hmm.
and this, that, I'm like, listen, it's almost 2019. There are so many different ways to communicate. Um, phone calls, I get it. Like, once a month, I don't have an issue with talking. I don't want to talk to nobody on the phone 2, 3 times a week on the
Yeah,
phone.
I'm
I
definitely
just,
not a teenager no more. I can't do like
I
long
can't do
conversations.
it.
Like, but we can text and catch up, like group
We can
chats.
text.
You know what? Even if you
Oh my
want to feel
God.
it, we can Marco Polo real quick and be like, "Hey, bud."
Yes.
But yeah, I feel you on the long conversations, like hours and even for
I
20
can't, I
minutes.
don't have the bandwidth to do
I
it.
don't
And
have the
it's like,
time. My life is super busy. How about that?
it's just like, I can't even focus that long with Amara, and it just, no.
But that doesn't
I
mean that we love you guys any less. It's just that that is a lot of energy for phone conversations to catch up when there are other ways that we can like link up and we can make sure that we stay
and
connected.
seriously, like, all the friends that I had, not all the friends, three of my longest friends
Mm-hmm.
that don't live close by, they do not like to communicate any other way. Like, they
Besides
prefer
talking
to
on the
talk
phone?
on the phone.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus.
And they always want to be on the phone for a minimum of an hour. And it's just like, my life is not popping. There's nothing new happening in my fucking
Do
life.
you think like
I
maybe if you text them through the week that maybe they would lower that time? Because like maybe if you like chit chat like random text throughout the week, especially since like your new gig, you can have your phone now. Like maybe if you like text through the week, maybe that would lower that expectation. Like, look, I definitely talked to you this day, this day, and this day. Like, do we really need to be on this damn phone for an hour?
all three of those friends, if you text them and y'all go back and forth with the texting,
Mm-hmm.
they will call you.
Oh,
And they'll be
Jesus.
like, well, I mean, obviously we have a lot to talk about since we're texting back and forth. Like,
Oh.
bitch, no. I don't know. Listen, I love y'all. I really do. I just cannot do it anymore. I usually try to call this friend on that day and this friend on that day. And it's just like,
That was a lot. I appreciated you for trying though. I was like, yes, it's my day, babe. Hey, like,
no.
hey, like you was just sound exhausted. Like, bitch, I've been calling people all week, and
All week.
what you want
It's
to talk about? I be like, oh,
all
okay,
week.
well,
And so the thing is, it's like, I'm telling all y'all the same shit. So for me, there's nothing new happening.
you need to just
Nothing.
send a blast text like, hey, I'm living.
Right. That's a
Everything was
conference
lit.
call.
Right.
Like, love y'all. I'm going back to texting and Facebooking and Instagramming and tweeting and whatever ways to communicate. That's what I'm going to do.
Right.
And we're going to have to meet each other halfway. I feel like Marco Polo is a fair,
Yep.
it's an even trade.
Yep. Because you
That's
can be
me.
lazy. Yep.
You can put the filter on your face.
Yes, exactly. It's not like Dag on FaceTime where you just looking like, yo.
Just suck as fuck.
Like, let me turn the light out so you don't see nothing. But yeah, Marco Polo, you can put a little filter on it at least. But yeah, y'all got
So
to
I
be
love y'all.
understanding about that.
Love
But yeah.
y'all.
Well, listeners, we thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we tell you guys to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. If you want to hit us up, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Chatty Pattys. Also, you can shoot us an email, the chattypattys@yahoo.com. And of course, you can go to our website, thechattypattys.com, where you can get links to
Mm-hmm.
everywhere that we're streaming. We even have cute little bios on who Dice and Shay are. And also, if you don't have access to the different apps like Spotify and stuff like that, we actually have a link for all of our episodes where you can look at them right on our website, all of the SoundCloud links. So you can go right there on our website and listen to our episodes as well. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. We love you guys, and we will chat with you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.